Hey Taurus Collective, what's up y'all? Happy Tuesday. I hope you all are doing amazing. So I'm back with another reading. This is going to be the good stuff coming towards you. All right. I've already pulled some cards for you. I didn't cherry pick them. I just kind of shuffled and whatever fell out I took. So we're going to use the Dreamy Home Fortune deck. I have a new chakra deck. It's called Chakra Insight. So the chakra that, is illuminated for you as far as something improving. And then we have some other oracle cards here. So I want to start with these two cards here. I'm going to save the cards that I'm going to read from the book for last. I'm going to save those till last. Okay. So you have the Ant. Cooperation. I did get a channel message for you based on these cards, Taurus. I feel like there is something about you connecting with another person or other people, learning how to express yourself in a way that's vulnerable and feeling like you can trust somebody or a group of people. I do feel like there's new friendships budding for you and possibly a new relationship or a more open and honest relationship if you're already in one. It definitely feels like you're letting your guards down, and it's because I feel like some internal work, but also somebody is letting you know that it's okay for you to be a full person. Okay. So you have the Ant, cooperation, and you have the Elk, strength. So this card here, the Elk card, is like the Nine of Wands. It's like I have a Sagittarius moon placement. It's about being like a force to be reckoned with all by yourself. Being very strong, very resilient, persevering through challenges, but being a bit guarded when it comes to letting other people in to help you. Wanting to make the sacrifices yourself, wanting to work through the hard times yourself. But I feel like this ant, ants work in a colony, and that's all about cooperation. But it's giving me like, what is the main ant called? Is she called the Queen? I believe she's called the Queen. It's giving me that you are the Queen. You got the Strength card here. This is Leo energy, but it's also giving me the Nine of Wands, Sagittarius moon. But this is the Empress here. Taurus Libra energy, taming the animal instincts of another person or within yourself. It's soft power. I do feel like this is you resting in your feminine energy, because there's going to be somebody that's putting you on this pedestal where you feel like the queen. And the little worker bees, the ants that do the work, they are the ones that make all the concessions for the queen. And you can see she's even riding here on the back of this ant. So you're the queen right now. You're the Empress right now. You're in divine feminine energy, whether man or woman. It feels very much like it feels good. So this next chapter of your life, the good stuff coming towards you, has a lot to do with getting help. Okay. And this is going to be different for everybody. Not everybody's in a relationship or desires to be. So this could just be something lightening the load on you. It could be financial. It could be something going on with your career, your profession. It could be your health. It could be whatever. This feels like support. Okay. So let me just read from the book. So the ant, I'm just going to read the short messages. I'm not going to read the whole long drawn out. And then again, maybe I should. It says the ant, a symbol of hard work and cooperation, represents the power of teamwork and the importance of community. Ants work together to achieve their goals, each one playing a vital role in the survival of the colony. This card suggests that cooperation and collaboration are essential to your success. The ant reminds you that no one is an island and that working together can achieve great things. So the message of this card is to embrace cooperation and work as a part of a team. Collaboration will lead to success and harmony. But like I said, this is more like I'd rather do it by myself. I'm a one-man, one-woman show. But this is you learning to lean into that divine feminine energy. Okay, so in the reverse, the challenge that some of you have been facing that I feel like is changing for the better, it says you may be neglecting the power of teamwork, trying to do everything on your own. Consider whether you are isolating yourself or refusing help from others. And that gives me the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. That is the beginning of December 1st through the 10th. So something could be coming to fruition around that time. This could be being actualized around that time. Okay. And then the Elk. Let's see what the Elk is talking about. You might have a Capricorn Mars placement. Maybe some of you have been single for 3 years, trying something for 3 years, or maybe there's a relationship that's 3 years old or a 3-year age difference. All right, so the Elk is strength. It says elks are majestic creatures symbolizing strength, endurance, and perseverance. Known for their powerful stature and resilience, elks can withstand harsh environments and long journeys. This card signifies inner strength, and the ability to overcome obstacles. The elk reminds you that true strength comes from within and that perseverance will see you through challenging times. The message of the card is to draw upon your inner strength to navigate through a difficult period. You have the endurance to overcome any obstacle. But as your challenge, this may have been your strength, may be leading to stubbornness, even if your refusal to bend is causing unnecessary suffering or blocking your path to growth. Okay, so I feel like whatever this change is definitely involves another person or other people. And like I said, it will be different for everybody here. But let's just take a quick look at what the message is there. How is this improving Taurus's life here? What do we have here? We got the Ace of Wands. It's giving you more energy. Like somebody coming in to assist you in some kind of way is giving you more energy. This is a zest for life. This is your why. This is like a motivating factor. For a lot of you, this could be working out more, changing your physical appearance through physical activity. This could be you and a group of friends possibly joining a gym or something like that. Maybe somebody being an accountability partner, somebody that's really supporting you as you try to make some big changes in your life. But this could also be creative endeavors or opportunities or a spark of passion, intensity, creativity in some kind of way. It's a new beginning. It's good news. But I feel like it makes you feel good again. Yeah, look at this partnership. Two of Cups. Two of Cups is two people filling each other's cups here. And it's also friendship. So like I said, it doesn't have to be love. But I do see for some of you, this is a partnership. And I feel like this could be the fire coming back in a connection between you and another person. That could be what this is as well. Because maybe you can be more vulnerable here and let this person in. For some of you, this is a big soulmate. This can represent a proposal. It's equality. But I also feel like it's you pulling your weight, somebody else or another group of people pulling their weight as well. It's equal give and take between two people. So some kind of symbiotic relationship, partnership is showing up here. Learning to lean on other people is very important. This could be a reunion for some of you as well. But I feel like a sense of vulnerability with that. Let's see. What else? The Strength card. Wow, you got the Strength here and the Strength here. Divine Feminine taming the lion here. I feel like this is, again, you learning how to practice more soft power, not having to raise your voice, not having to walk in a room and be loud and obnoxious about anything. You just kind of get things. The Strength card, she has the ability here to tame this wild lion. Okay, sometimes this can talk about swallowing your pride, biting your tongue. So like I said, maybe this is just relaxing into that divine feminine energy where you feel so supported that you don't feel like you have to bark at anybody, yell at anybody, fight for anything that you want or desire. It just kind of feels like you're just resting in that feminine energy. Beautiful. Okay, what else? It's emotional stability as well. It's restraint, self-control. This could also be diet, though, for some of you. All right, you have the Seven of Cups. All right, so the Seven of Cups is Scorpio energy, Scorpio Venus. I think we got this card in the last reading I did. So the Seven of Cups is the end of Scorpio season. November the 11th through November the 22nd. So for some of you, this is playing out soon. You might start to find, I feel like this Seven of Cups could be options if you are a person who is single right now, or maybe you've been in a relationship with someone or a connection with someone and it hasn't gone the way you wanted it to. You have more options coming in. You could also be such a good influence over another person romantically that they're choosing you and cutting off other options. Because you see this person here is covering their eyes. These are other options. And this person's like, nah, I'm good. Like Taurus already done tamed me. That could be what it is for some of you as well. All right, let's see. Let's move on. Let's move on to these cards here. What's coming towards you? The good stuff. You got untangled emotional dependency. It says when your love feels like survival. It's not love, it's fear. You're safe without the attachment. And then we have learn from pain. Pain is a catalyst for change. Allow it to lead you to deeper wisdom and growth. I do feel like there's a relationship that has changed somebody here for the better. It's like opened up. This is giving me like the cosmic egg, which to me is very much like the Empress, right? I feel like that's a spiritual fertility, a spiritual growth for somebody here. Like almost a birth of yourself, like coming into your own. So there is a relationship here. Maybe there was like a cord between you two, a soul tie between you and another person. And I feel like this person was just meant to change you. And you know that this is the season of learning from pain. Scorpio season. It's all about shedding old skin. It's about endings. It's about rebirth. It's about new beginnings. The death card, Scorpio energy, does talk about one door closing, another one opening. So it talks about turning your pain into power as well. So for some of you, there's a connection here that really was just meant to serve you, to teach you what you didn't want. And I do feel like you're learning from that. It's like you see this light inside of here. I feel there's something about opening up as well, learning to be more vulnerable, because there's another person or a group of people that's coming into your life. I do want to go back to this Two of Cups though. So the Two of Cups normally shows the two people here holding cups and extending them to each other equally. You see the cups are up here, and these two people don't have anything in their hands. So for some of you, this could be that there has been a connection where you've kind of withdrawn your cup, they withdrawn their cup. But this Ace of Wands could be that you're coming back together, because maybe you had to learn lessons separately. Maybe somebody had to know what it felt like to lose you, to truly appreciate you. And this is why now they're cutting off other options, because they feel like you're a better fit for them as the Strength card. Strength card is a solid partner. So I feel like there's somebody here that is confident, or this could be your own confidence about being able to trust the other person, or it could be a brand new person, whatever it is that you want. Okay, let's see what that's all about. Look at this, the Death card right there. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And there's that Lion again. You could be dealing with a Leo. So I see Leo, Aries, Sagittarius here. Cancer, Venus could be significant. All right, what's going on with the emotional untangling, emotional dependency? Two people learning how to be individuals, but at the same time give to each other fairly. Yeah, the Six of Wands is here. So this is like, you see this man is being bestowed some kind of achievement, accolade, reward for something that he's done. Six of Wands is when you show up as the chosen one. You're the one that's the victor. So if this is a love situation, like I said, there is somebody that's choosing you. They're crowning you. They're saying that you are the one that I choose to be with. This is when you beat out the competition. And I hate to phrase it that way when it's about love, because ain't nobody competing for love, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like if there were other options, like the Seven of Cups, this is when the other people are defeated and you are the victor, you are the winner. This is success here. But this is also admiration. This is when somebody really enjoys being around you. They love walking in the room with you because they feel proud to be associated with someone like you. This is good character, good reputation. Okay. This could also be somebody admiring you because you have a lot of pride right now. You put yourself on a pedestal, you kick them off. And so there's somebody that could be learning from their pain that, you know, wow, Taurus is head and shoulders above everybody else that I thought was the one for me. Because this is temptation and it feels like they're trying to ignore it. I also want to say for some of you, you're learning to ignore somebody. You're learning to practice self-control and not give in. Because you look at this, the Lion here, she's supposed to be closing his mouth, but his mouth is wide open and she seems so unbothered. She's not intimidated by the Lion. The Lion is normally intimidated by her. But it feels like this could be a person that maybe still is attractive to you and attracted to you. But you could just be saying here, I'm not really fazed by it. This is unfazed energy. Like, I'm not really fazed by it. You could be blocking out temptation because you do have temptation over here. We'll get to it, though. What is going on with learning from pain? Learn from pain. The Ace of Cups. It's in your romance, your romantic relationships, your emotions. First card you have is emotions, but we'll get to it. So I do feel like you have overcome something emotionally as well. And if not, you will. So there's the sense of like accomplishing why somebody came into your life as a catalyst. It's like this person is just a catalyst for you and they've taught you something and you've grown as a result of it. And I feel like you still have an open heart. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, Leo, Jupiter is here as well. also feel like a love relationship is being renewed. You have 2 aces. Aces can talk about something brand new. They are facing the past though. Or renewal, in which case I feel like this is more renewal. Now this could all be self-love. It doesn't have to have anything to do with anyone else. Give me 2 more. Got the 2 of Pentacles and the King of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're learning to be more flexible here. I feel like you see the King of Swords is, oh wow. So there's a hand extended from the clouds, like Spirit's hand handing a sword to the king. So the king doesn't even have a sword. His sword is his power. That's his thoughts. That's his communication. This could be a new way of expressing yourself. Spirit could be giving you some divine downloads here. Something that's, I feel like you're being gifted from the heavens, because that's what this is. Y'all can see the little hand right there with the sword in it, and he's reaching to take the sword from Spirit. So this could also be cutting somebody off. It's very decisive energy. It does talk about intellect, a logical approach. It is an unbothered card as well. So I do feel like even if you are healing, because this could be that you are healing, and maybe this 2 of Pentacles is that you still go back and forth about something, but you are learning from the pain. Because again, this is intellect, this is thoughts, this is communication, this is knowledge, and it's saying learn from pain. The swords are there usually though to expose something, whether that be a new thought or communication, or it could simply be cutting someone off. He's very decisive. So maybe this is something you've been going back and forth about. Sometimes this talks about negotiating with yourself, bargaining with yourself. But this is where you're like, okay, I'm getting that divine inspiration from Spirit. Spirit could be giving you the sword to cut something out of your life. And I feel like you are finding the strength to do that here, because this is about balance. It's about being flexible and adaptable to changes. So I feel like you're open to whatever this divine information is that's coming towards you. This person was just a teacher for you. Well, the 4 of Wands is here. Some of you could be getting good news about a home. It could be a dream home too. You got the 9 of Cups with the 4 of Wands. That's definitely dream home. Yeah, big good news cards showing up here. You got luck. You got a lucky girl, lucky guy season that you're entering here. Somebody toxic may be not proposing. Ooh, I ain't mean to say that. Might be apologizing to you, a Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. Some of you may get a really nice gift sent to your home. Maybe you won't know who it's from. It could be a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio, or a Capricorn. I do see some hard work paying off for you as well. But let's get into these next cards. So you have television. And this card says channels, focus, and direction. Life has no remote. Constantly switching channels won't find your show. Stay focused or you'll miss the best parts until you have all the facts. So this gives me scatterbrain energy, like not having a sure footing in some aspect of your life. And I feel like this is you maybe settling in. This could be like no longer running from something, ready to face it head on. That could be what this is as well. This is head over heart. I do feel like you are getting a handle on your emotions, because it says untangle emotional dependency. That could be why Spirit is giving you this sword, to cut through some illusions, to cut through some emotional red tape, because you see these people are tied together with a string, and that does give me like a soul tie or a karmic cord between you and another person. And that could be why you're getting that sword. Okay, so let's see. Your next card is safe. All right, and this card says clarity, protection, and freedom. A true keeper knows when to lock and when to unlock. Your secrets should serve you, not control you. I do want to say somebody here that may have been running from or ignoring with the 7 of Cups, like that's delusions, that's illusions, that's being very delusional. And so some of you, what's happened here is your relationships have been the way your the shadow aspects of yourself have shown up in your life is through your relationships, most likely romantic relationships, but it could be any relationships, friendships included, even family. I feel like you're getting clarity here. Like I said, it feels like Spirit is stepping in. This is Archangel Michael as well. So some of you could be working with Archangel Michael. And you know Archangel Michael is a fighter. He's a warrior. And I feel like you got the warrior spirit right here. So you do have a fighting spirit, right? But I do feel like there's something about Taurus needing to feel safe. Taurus needing to know that I don't have to be in combat mode all the time. when it comes to people around me, like being defensive or guarded or dismissive because you don't want to cope with some things. I feel like this is you learning how to kind of like sit in your emotions and process them and don't run from them. And if that's not you, it could be somebody around you, and that could be why you're getting a positive change in love. So what is going on here with constantly flipping the channels? The King of Cups. See, this is emotional stability, regulating your emotions. Exactly what I just said. And it says untangle emotional dependency. He is a master, a ruler, and authority over emotions. He's also very calm in the middle of chaos. So like I said, it feels like you're learning how to be more unbothered about something. His feet are not touching the water. That means that he's not in his feelings. And look here. Now he has the cup in his hand right here. But then you see Spirit is also handing another cup. This could be a new love offer coming in for somebody here with a really emotionally stable person. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Although this is Scorpio moon, the number 14 could be significant. So they have the King's number. I've never seen that before. I like this deck. It looks kind of vintage. But this is the emotional maturity. This is calm. This is also somebody being your rock. Like I said, somebody being in your corner that you feel like you can trust. That's what he is. Also very sound advice. Your friendships and your relationships are going to be flourishing. That's one good thing that's coming your way. But also within yourself, you're doing so much better. Yeah, the Seven of Pentacles. Some of you have a friend that you might be going into a relationship with. Seven of Pentacles can talk about a lover coming out of a friendship. And this is your card, Taurus. May 11th through May 20th. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like this is growth. Like it says here, wisdom and growth. This is wisdom, this is growth. And you have them here learning from pain. Learning to regulate and stabilize your emotions. Being emotionally intelligent. Not being bothered by things outside of yourself. Being a rock. Being a rock. This is also Seven of Pentacles can talk about growth in your finances as well. Planting seeds and them turning into something really prosperous. This could be pregnancy for some of you here. You got a couple of fertility cards. Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, and the Seven of Pentacles are all pregnancy energy. So that could be what this is as well. Maybe finding the love of your life and feeling safe to really start a family with somebody. That could be something you've been dealing with for 7 years, past tense, that you're like, okay, I'm ready to move on beyond that. Learn from the pain and keep it moving. But this is some kind of return on your investment here. Like I said, it could be a new love offer coming in. I was going to say somebody could be a pillar of the community, y'all. I swear to God I was. And then look, you get the Eight of Swords and the Hierophant. Somebody could be some kind of advocate here, a counselor here, maybe dealing with like people who are in the judicial system, the penal system, maybe something like that. That could be what this is as well. But I also feel like a shakeup in some kind of belief system. And I feel like it's for the better. I feel like you are open to learning new things. You're growing. It feels like spiritually as well. I do feel somebody is releasing themselves from like, I want to call it a spiritual prison, but I don't know if I should call it that. Because I don't want it to sound different than I'm hearing it in my mind. I feel like this is a really positive. Because this is outdated thinking. Some of you, this is a marriage. This is a relationship. That maybe has felt like this. Maybe you've dealt with an unawakened twin flame. That could be what this emotional dependency has been. You know, the Hierophant does talk about Eve programming. She does talk about, it does talk about being in a relationship with someone for practical reasons, not because necessarily you're like madly in love. But it can also be an unawakened twin here, the Eight of Swords. So somebody you've been struggling to get to see your point of view. I feel like there's a big change coming with that. Like somebody actually meeting you halfway. Justice card, making things right, being fair. More balance between you and this person. Could be a Libra, could be another Taurus, and then you got Gemini here. Gemini, Jupiter. Okay, so let's see. What's showing up for you is emotions. And this is the solar plexus. Solar plexus is connected to the sun and the planet Mars. You could be on an Aries Taurus cusp. You could have Aries or Leo in your chart, or just a lot of fire, or you could be feeling very fired up right now. This is connected to peace, your personal power, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-confidence. And it's also about trusting your gut. When you feel something, listening to that gut instinct that you have. Ace of Cups is here. That is a card of your subconscious, you know, your intuition. So there could be something here that you're working through. The number 11 shows up again. You had the Justice card. So the number 11 does mirror. And I do feel like this is you stepping into a better spot emotionally and people mirroring that back to you. So it says feelings, expression, moods, and balance. So something is coming into balance for you for sure. Yep. A lot more maybe speaking your mind, but doing it in a very responsible way. You know, say you have a platform, like you're not going to be irresponsible with it, or you're in a relationship, or just your relationships in general, speaking up for yourself more. It's some outdated beliefs that you're letting go of, and it's freeing you emotionally. But let's see what this book says. This is kind of a long read. I don't know if I'm going to read all of it, but it says, become aware of the vast range of emotions within you. Acknowledge your true feelings and express the energy of your heart. It says drops of water blur the borders between laughter and tears, anger and peace, as a man surveys his emotional landscape. His mind moves through various perspectives, leading him on a journey through his feelings. Each point of focus produces a different emotional response. No one feeling is better or worse than the others, for it is energy that can be harvested for good. Well, you do have the Harvest card here, 7 of Pentacles, and it is coming out with the I think it came out with the King of Cups. So that's exactly what this is saying. It says, finally, he settles on a view that brings him into the space he wants to be, not by control or suppression, but by conscious choice and allowing emotions. Emotions are like the currents of a river, constantly shifting and changing in response to what lies beneath. It is natural and normal to feel. We all feel different emotions at different times in our lives. When balanced, we are able to feel and express a full range of emotions that harness the energy in positive ways, productive ways. It's time to take steps to achieve emotional balance by truthfully acknowledging how you feel and allowing yourself the time and space to experience and express your emotions. You may need to write what you're feeling in your journal, scream out loud, punch a pillow, go for a run, or talk to a friend. If you have held back your emotions a long time, you may need to watch a movie to allow yourself to cry, get angry, laugh out loud, and to basically just feel again. Take responsibility for your emotions. Do not blame someone else for making you feel a certain way. The feeling you have is your own, and it is based on whatever your point of focus is in this moment. Acknowledge this, feel it, and work through it. Look at what is behind the emotion. Has your diet affected your mood lately? Are your hormones imbalanced? Are you stressed out? Are you angry with someone or unhappy with something inside of yourself? Notice your emotional undercurrents and give them a pathway to be shared and released. Honest emotional expression can make us feel vulnerable at times, but within the vulnerability is great strength. Move beyond the mind. We enter the powerful wellspring of the heart, where miraculous transformation, growth, and learning are waiting to occur. Feel and express your emotions today. So again, learning and growing, wisdom and growth. You've had it here a couple of times. So somebody could be 36 or 37. You could be born on the 11. All right. So your final two cards are temptation and duality. I do feel like there's a lot of balance coming into your life. I see three. Are these mermaids or nymphs or fairies? I don't know, but there are three of them here. I feel like for some of you, this duality is, like I said, meeting new friends or lovers or whatever that bring more balance into your life. And also, I feel like there is something about, I just talked about this in one of my readings last week, and I don't know if it was you, Taurus, but it could have been. I talked about how society keeps pushing this toxic positivity, right? Where you are not allowed to get upset. You're not allowed to be angry sometimes, to lash out sometimes. Why? Because I look at it like this. Nature shows us, I feel like we all have innate clues about what's right and what's wrong. And nature shows us that the sun doesn't always shine. Look at this. You got the sun and then you got the moon. Because sometimes it's daytime, sometimes it's nighttime. And the things that come up in the nighttime are subconscious. Jesus, why can't I talk? Mercury retrograde. Subconscious, right? But even though that's the case, a lot of times we have fears. We have unfounded fears, insecurities, things that we have not dealt with. They could be coming out, but they're coming out to heal because that sun is there. That's why that light is inside of this whatever this thing is right here. There could be a Pisces or a Cancer involved, a Leo. Okay, I'm going to read from the book, but I just kind of want to look at this. I see a bunch of skulls here in the water. Scorpio energy, death, transformation, endings, new beginnings. I do feel like there is something about not seeing things in black and white and finding that gray area and being okay. Because it feels like this is like seeing in black and white, but he's found a gray area in the middle. And this is where the truth lies, which is why I always say, you know, sometimes when we're dealing with spiritual things, people feel like it's supposed to be one-dimensional, but that's just not realistic. It's just not realistic at all. You know, I never want to be a person that just floats around on a, you know, cloud thinking that everything is perfect, because that's dangerous. Sometimes you have to have awareness of dangers around you, and you have to be defensive, and you have to be in protective mode. And it's okay for all of it to be true. You just don't live in low vibrational energy. But sometimes low vibrational energy might be the thing that you need to get yourself out of a situation. It just is the way that it is. And I wish that we would normalize that. People having their full range of emotions. Stop trying to make people robots. That's just not how this thing goes. So let's see. Temptation and duality. These are not in alphabetical order, so let me see. Temptation and duality. Duality is number 9. And temptation is number 45. Somebody could be born on the 9th. Somebody could be 45. So let's read temptation first. 45. All right. It says, in Slavic folklore, there are water spirits. It says sprites. I don't know if it's supposed to say spirits. Known as rusalki. Whatever. These temptresses can be found on riverbanks, luring victims toward them. Somebody's last name could be Rivers or something, because I swear I just wrote that right here earlier this morning. And I've seen it now 2 times in your reading. So somebody's last name could be Rivers. Let's go back. All right. It says, when a man gets close enough, a rusalka, will tangle him in her long hair and drown him. Oh my God. Rusalki are supposed to be the spirits of young women who died tragically near a river or lake. That is so weird that I just wrote Rivers this morning. Okay, they now haunt those waters, intent on exacting vengeance on unsuspecting young men. So these are like sirens with the sailors when they're on the ships on the sea. You know, anyway, let me get back to the card. It says, when this card is drawn, you are encouraged to maintain focus. Beware of temptations that may hinder you from achieving your goals. As you encounter temptation, recognize its presence and acknowledge your vulnerabilities without judgment. Resisting temptation is not about denying yourself pleasure. Instead, it is about making thoughtful decisions that align with your values. And like I said, there is something here about somebody practicing self-control when it comes. This is self-control, delayed gratification, impulse control. And then this is, like I said, he's like, I don't want to see these temptations. So this is maybe somebody learning that I can indulge in pleasures, right? But there's something about somebody being more vulnerable here. Something, and I don't know if it's you or somebody that you're connected to, because you might not be the one who struggled with vulnerability. But if somebody has, I feel like maybe they got themselves in a situation where they thought that another option was better. So they tried it out. And they realize now that they want to block that out, because maybe this person did drown them. Because like I said, look at the lion. The lion is like out of control. She's supposed to be controlling him. But this could be showing me you, Taurus, Empress energy, divine feminine, where you're like, I'm not bothered. She has a wreath in her hand. So I don't know, something is significant about Christmas. Maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn. Okay, let's go back to the book. Page number 9 for duality. So somebody learned a lesson around temptation here. And it says that they would tangle them with their red hair. And look at these red strings. Look like somebody, I mean, it looks like strings, obviously. But I'm saying he's tangled with this woman with this red cord, this red, When love feels like survival, it's not love, it's fear. You're safe without the attachment. So somebody could be detaching from something. Got the death card before, and that is about releasing something. And this is, look, being tangled up. Somebody being tied. I don't know who this is. Maybe for some of you, this person, is in another marriage, or maybe you're married to them and this is somebody coming back around with that Justice card, doing the right thing. All right, so page number 9, duality. It says Hebo is the god of the Yellow River in Chinese mythology. Older texts say he had the body of a fish, but many depictions show him in human form. Somebody could be a Capricorn. I keep seeing these fish here. It was in the other oh, it was in the card, girl. Duh. So anyway, let's see. In ancient literature and poems, Hebo has been said to control the river. He can help bring an end to devastating floods, but he can also drown people. What is going on with the drowning? All right, this duality is reflected in descriptions of his character, in which he is seen as both a benevolent deity and a destructive force. Well, that's interesting because this is a benevolent deity here. And this card doesn't normally have another person in it, but you see this cloaked figure back here. I wonder if somebody got caught up in some kind of third party situation. Even if they did, it feels like they are getting untangled. Okay, if that means anything to you. All right, so it says when this card is drawn, contemporary. Y'all, let me get myself together because I'm like looking at 2 different lines at the same time. I just wanted to make sure I didn't skip anything. Okay, I read this. All right, so when this card is drawn, contemplate the duality within you and explore the interplay of opposites in your life. How do your strengths balance out your weaknesses? How do your thoughts harmonize with your feelings? Allow yourself to embrace light and dark, strength and vulnerability. Yeah, so it's showing up again, just like here. I do feel like there's something about being okay with having 2 sides to yourself. Okay. But I also feel like somebody needs to be able to live in that gray area and understand that sometimes that's where the truth is. It's not always in the black and white. All right, Taurus, those are your messages. Like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Oh, wait, I wanted something else for you. I wanted to read from these cards here. They're kind of funny. Some of them are downright rude, but they mean well. It's all said in love and fun. All right, so we have they're still waiting. It says do the shit they ask you to do forever ago. Now these are love cards. They're still waiting. It's so funny because I told y'all yesterday that I feel like somebody's waiting for you to make a move here. That could even be why the King of Swords doesn't have his sword, especially if you're dealing with an air sign. This is Aquarius energy, but it's Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. Or just a person that's very stoic that you probably can't read. He's an ice king. But this sword here might be that this person is waiting for you to say something first before they say something. Do the shit they asked you to do forever ago. I don't know what that means. Or that could be somebody stepping up and doing what you asked them to do. What else? All right, it says it's not everyone else's fault, it's yours. All right, you are a grown-ass adult. Stop blaming others for your shit. And it's funny because the King of Cups does talk about holding grudges. Okay, so again, emotional regulation here, not letting your feelings get the best of you, finding your center. It's as simple as that, finding your center. So if there is something, I don't know, maybe this apology is you. Maybe you're like, I'm set in my ways. I ain't doing nothing. I'm stuck and I'm not moving. That could be you, Taurus. And this might mean that you have to see the other person's point of view. It's about being unbiased. And it's also about cause and effect. So if you've had a conflict or something and you know you wronged someone, that could be for you. If not, I don't know. I don't know. Could just be taking a high road. Maybe somebody else is refusing to apologize and you're like, you know what? This person is so petty that I'm going to just go ahead and make the first move. I don't know. It says be effing grateful. Shit could be so much worse. So some kind of appreciation for what you do have. I do see somebody going to the gym more. It did talk about your diet. That could be what this is as well. Making better choices when it comes to your food. And also some kind of workout regimen. The Strength card is actually working out, as is the Ace of Swords. And then you got friendships here. Ignoring temptation. So for some of you, that's a big way that you're changing. It says tantrums are for babies. Grow the fuck up. So I don't know who that's for, but it feels like you are growing up. Like I said, emotional stability. So maybe if you have been throwing tantrums, you're setting yourself free. Just be proud of yourself. Someone's name could be Lynn or Linda. I heard Teresa. Ebony. Somebody's name could be Ebony. Somebody's name could be Elise or Alicia or something like that. Tony. All right, y'all. I'll see you all the next time. Peace. Don't forget to hype the video. Leave a comment. Like and subscribe.